John?
Hello, my name is John Michael Foulger. I'm represented by Mary Liz Management. I've been an actor for well over 30 years now. I'm mainly known for film, small screen, stage, and commercials. Rachael.
Hello, I'm Rachael Caulton. Been an actress for about 10 years. I'm currently self-represented. Looking forward to reading the script.
Hi, I'm Angela Elliott, and I'm a scriptwriter, novelist. I started out doing documentaries and moved into drama for TV and film. And we enjoy reading scripts from writers and hopefully giving a few tips along the way. So this is Becoming Sarah Bennet, written by Sam Robson. Credits: Labour by Paris Paloma Plays, a montage of shots of women making dinner, feeding kids, folding laundry, closing bedroom doors on sleeping children, kettles being boiled and corks being pulled black. Someday, somewhere, anywhere, unfailingly, you'll find yourself, and that, and only that, can be the happiest or bitterest hour of your life. Pablo Neruda. Interior: busy bar, surely, evening, present day. A cork is pulled from a bottle, pop. Waitress carries a tray of drinks through the crowd. Focus on bottle, a bottle of Chilean red and 2 glasses. She stops at a tall table where 2 women are sitting on high bar stools. Sarah, 35, attractive but unremarkable, and Jazz, 35, confidently beautiful, sit at a table near the bar. All the human traffic seems to be moving past Sarah, jostling her. Jazz is untouched. Jazz is well dressed. Her clothes look new and in style. Her look is a subtle invitation and a challenge. Sarah is dressed up but looks self-conscious in her nice clothes. She frequently adjusts her top over her stomach. Sarah quickly picks up her phone and takes a picture of drinks and posts it on social media. Jazz watches Sarah with a smile. When Sarah is done, she pours them each a glass.
Hashtag girls' night out, Sarah. It's been forever. I'm so glad to be home. Travelling for work is seriously overrated sometimes. Tell me, what have you been up to?
I honestly don't feel like I've stopped, Jazz. Work's busy, big promotion coming up. Home's been a run around with the girls, all their clubs and sports, and them working in the house at the weekend. But come on, tell me about you.
Honestly, Sarah, I don't know why you think going out on dates with guys from Tinder is so exciting. I went on 2 dates the other night. 2! I walked out on the first because apparently he hadn't realised I was Indian from my profile picture. He just thought I was really tanned, but don't worry, he could work with it.
Sarah makes a face and noise as if she's gagging. Jazz nods, takes a drink, then continues.
Yeah, I know, right? Dumped him.
And the second guy?
So when I left the first guy, the other guy sent me a message. He was out in town, so I went and met up with him. A bit too into himself, my taste. Oh my God, you should have seen this place. I screamed, Mummy's boy, and...
Hold on, his place? I thought you met him in town.
Well, yeah, but we didn't stay out all night.
Jazz?
All right, don't slut shame me. Don't slut shame me and my quest for Mr. Right. I'm already a constant disappointment to my parents.
Only when you stop settling for Mr. Right now.
Fair play. How about you and domestic bliss, eh? When was the last time you and Rob had some proper time alone?
Probably when the kids visited my sister and her fella during the summer holidays.
Fucking hell, Sarah. It's April now. You sure it's not growing back?
You what?
Your virginity.
Oh, it's fine. It's what happens when you've got jobs and kids. Someone's always tired and things hang differently now.
Well, you're well hung. You just need a good bra.
Oh, it's not just my boobs. Got more folds than I used to. Got a fat fanny, and I didn't even know you could get a fat fanny. Mum pooch, they call it.
It's meant to be a pussy down there, not a dog. You know, speaking of tits, I read this article about how French women don't keep their underwear longer than 6 months, and they're always wearing matching sets. They dress from the inside out.
They think they're always going to get run over.
No, no. But seriously, they do. Everybody from granny to the lady in the supermarket, they're all wearing silky matching undies. And that's why French women are so confident.
Well, they'd have a fit if they looked in my knicker drawer.
Why? What you hiding? A worn out bunny?
No, I've got better looking tea towels.
Hey, you did photographs at Unity, didn't you, Sarah?
You know I did. I rarely get a chance to get my camera out now, though.
Why don't you start taking photos again? The girls are bigger now. Surely they'd love a photo shoot.
Maybe.
Well, how about this? Have a drink and prepare yourself.
For what?
You're coming with me on my next job.
Am I?
Yes. I normally go with Dave, right?
Dave the Rave?
Exactly. Well, Dave the Rave's wife just had a baby, so no more raving for him. So work asked if I knew anyone else good with a camera.
Jazz, I just told you I haven't properly picked up a camera in years.
Bollocks! Those pictures you take for your Instagram feed are better than some of the pictures we get submitted by professionals.
So where do you have to go? London? Oh, is it Gordon Ramsay's new place?
Better. Pack your bag, Sarah. We're going to Chile.
That's in South America.
Yes, it is.
I can't go to South America.
Yes, you can. It's a piece on a vineyard. Just think, sun and wine. It'll be 2 days' work max, and we'll be there for 2 weeks. And work is paying for the lot. All expenses. We can spend the rest of the time sunbathing and eating chili in Chile.
I don't think Chile is actually from Chile.
Of course it is. Anyway, everyone eats chili. So you're in, right? You're in. Get the time booked off at work now, and I'll message my boss.
You've not even told me when, Jazz.
In 3 weeks.
Oh, shit, I really can't, Jazz. There's our Karen's birthday and the school fair coming up, and I always help out there. Plus, this promotion would mean staying put for a while.
Come on, Sarah. You've always wanted to travel. Rob and the kids will survive without you for 2 weeks.
I've never been away from them before.
Good time to start, then. How many lads' holidays and work trips has Rob been on over the years? Dozens. Come on, you deserve this.
Jazz is interrupted by a man, 30s, tall, dark, full of himself, who comes and leans on their table. He does not take his eyes off Jazz. Can I buy you ladies another drink? Jazz looks past the man to Sarah and raises her eyebrows questioningly. Exterior bar night. Sarah, Jazz, and the man stumble out of the bar laughing. Jazz separates herself and goes over to Sarah, who's standing by the curb.
You sure you don't want to come clubbing?
No, I've got to be up for the school run tomorrow. Some of us still work the traditional 9 to 5.
Well, how about Chile?
I've just got too much here that I need to look after.
Oh, Sarah, come on, please.
Are you Sarah?
Yep, I am she. I'll think about it. Enjoy Mr. Right now. Be safe. Love you.
Love you too.
Sarah gets in the taxi drives off, and Jazz jumps on the back of the man, and they gallop off in the opposite direction. Interior Bennet house bathroom night. Sarah tosses back her head. We are looking at her reflection in a large mirror. She's brushing her teeth. She stares at her reflection. She's wearing silky pajamas, which appear new. She fusses with herself and fluffs her hair and turns and walks to the bedroom. Interior bedroom night. A single dim lamp illuminates only the bed. Sarah climbs into bed with Rob, 35, bearded, attractive, dad bod, Sarah snuggles close and runs her hand down his leg under the covers suggestively. He smiles, kisses her briefly, and rolls over. She rolls back to her side of the bed and turns off the light. Interior, the Bennet house, bedroom, early morning, an alarm, a light comes on. Sarah's face in bed, illuminated by her phone screen. In the dark, she gets out of bed, putting on slippers and fluffy dressing gown, and shuffles sleepily to the door. The landing light clicks on, showing Sarah's silhouette in the doorway. She heads downstairs. Voiceover begins.
Dear girl I used to be, I read the other day that writing letters to yourself is meant to be cathartic, or a form of therapy or something. It's a bit more effort than our usual wine and chocolate or a cry in the car. But it seemed worth a try, and it's cheaper than seeing an actual therapist. I forgot it. I used to be you so often now. What happened? I used to be cool. I used to be brave. I used to be that girl who could talk to anyone. I danced on tables. I crowd surfed at a festival. I flashed my boobs on purpose.
Interior kitchen morning. It's dark outside. The kitchen light comes on. Sarah makes coffee, feeds the cat, and then starts grabbing items from the fridge and cupboards and begins making packed lunches. Interior staircase, teenager's bedroom, morning. Sarah walks upstairs. She walks into her own room to get ready, closing the door on the camera.
I wish I still had that confidence you had. Even a thin veneer of our old bullshit confidence would make the difference today.
Interior hallway, morning. It's now light outside. The door opens. Sarah, now dressed in some smart clothes, slightly too old in style for her age, walks past the camera and back downstairs. Two children, Jenny, 15, and Fiona, 13, are eating breakfast at a dining room table, visibly through a door to her right. Sarah walks into the kitchen, which is a mess of cereal boxes, milk cartons, and open jars of jam. She tidies and goes to make some toast, but there is no bread. Rob walks in, dressed for the office, eating a slice, grabs a coffee off a machine on the counter and exits, leaving his empty plate in the sink on the way out. Sarah sighs, walks to the sink, picks up the plate and puts it in the dishwasher. Interior, doorway porch, around 8 a.m. Sarah is hurrying the kids out of the house. Rob enters. Sarah turns to Rob and pouts for a kiss, but he grabs his keys off a hook and dashes past.
I don't know quite where I lost you. Maybe it was when we became a mum. You got lost in the dirty nappies and sleepless nights. But I miss you. You were the only person I ever lost and needed back. Please come back one day. Love, Sarah.
Interior, Rob and Sarah's bedroom night. The room is half decorated. Paint and wallpaper samples are on the wall, along with a few framed images of landscapes and urban photography on Sarah's side. Baskets with clean laundry are in one corner. Sarah's side of the room is relatively neat, but cluttered with the laundry baskets. Rob's has less clutter, but more mess. Rob is in bed wearing earbuds and an old t-shirt. He's reading something on a tablet. Sarah enters from the landing, tying her hair back. She's wearing comfy pajamas.
Don't forget, we've got parents' evening tomorrow, Rob. And I requested a quote for the fence. Oh, and I decided to try for that promotion at work. Got a meeting with Eric about it later in the week.
Sarah looks in the mirror on the dresser and takes her makeup off.
I don't know. It was never what I dreamt I'd be doing.
Okay, that's the end of that. Thoughts on that? Who wants to start off?
Yeah. To start off, I love the opening song. Labour is a great song, and I can see what you're trying to set up for us. Reminds me slightly of the recent Barbie movie, this sort of women doing their household work and their chores kind of thing. What does that say? Oh, John playing jazz was lovely when he was saying hashtag whatever. That was very fun, so thank you. I felt until about page 4, to me, you two might disagree, but to me the conversation felt almost a little, I don't know, a little forced, a little bit not quite natural. And sometimes it's kind of hard to write a bit of natural dialogue, but then page 4 and 5, I thought it got a bit better, and I could sort of see these characters interacting with each other. I felt that they'd been friends for a long time. Yeah, where have I put here? I think there are some little bits and bobs you can probably cut out and perhaps bring in a bit more action earlier. We've got the interior Bennet house bit where Sarah's doing her hair. I don't know how important that bit is to you. Obviously, she's making herself look nice for her husband. I personally would probably just cut that little section, so you can get a bit more up near the top. You can still have that bit where she goes in with her husband and he rolls over. Nearer the end, with the description of the kitchen, you can just write Sarah walks into a messy kitchen, food everywhere, or something along those lines again, just to make it a little snappier. You want the person reading this to be excited, be hooked, and you can leave that to the wonderful people at the film or TV studios there. Yeah, I think the whole writing letters, sort of trying to find this affordable therapy thing, is probably quite relatable to a lot of audiences nowadays. So I think that's interesting. I think it has been done before, but obviously I don't know where you're going to go with it. Not sure what's coming on page 11. Yeah, I don't know. I think the sort of character talking to the audience can be really nice. You've just got to set it up well. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think we need something a bit more of a hook in this first 10 pages. There's nothing wrong with it in terms of a story, I don't think, other than dialogue could just be a bit more natural. But yeah, I kind of want a little bit more action, more explosion, whatever. Something to make us sort of sit on the edge of our seats a little bit. But yeah, I think it can definitely go somewhere. And I think the title is nice considering what the story's about.
Oh, thank you. John, what are your thoughts?
Well, I like the characters. I really do like the characters. I've no idea what's going on. You know, there's nothing in these 10 pages that makes me want to go, oh, I wonder what happens next. I really need to know. As Rachael has said, you haven't got a hook in there. And to be honest with you, the first page is what sells. I think you've got too much description on the first page, far too much. You could simply put Sarah and Jazz meet up wherever they are, in a bar, or Sarah meets her friend Jazz in a bar. You don't need all the human traffic. Jazz is well-dressed, Sarah's not so well-dressed. You don't need all that. That's up to directors, that's up to wardrobe, that's up to production, all of that. Okay, I mean, the Chilean red and 2 glasses, that's obviously a hint to the trip to Chile, but you have to let the other people on set do their jobs. I know it's difficult when you're writing because you've got an idea in your brain and that's exactly what you want to see. Unfortunately, I don't know a single script where that's happened. Because literally you've got producers, you've got directors, you have a wardrobe department, you'll have a stunt department. All these things will read it and then take from it their bit. And you have to allow them to do that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. As Rachael said, from pretty much page 3 onwards, I really did like the way they kind of hooked together, Sarah and Jazz. And that whole thing about the French and their lingerie, I can concur with, because I went out with a French girl and she would never mismatch. She said she would rather be dead than mismatch. And I was forever spending a fortune on lingerie because she would only wear it for so long and then it just went. But that's diversifying. Yeah, I would kind of like to know where this is going. I mean, if we had more, I would read more. But any character that you bring in that has a line or spoken script, should I say, you have to give them a name because that character is going to be given to an actor. And from previous experience, the last thing you want to stick down on your CV is man. You need a character. And one thing that we constantly reiterate, you need a time. We know it's shortly, but we don't know when it is.
No, we do. It says present day at the start.
Does it? I do
Yes.
apologise.
Yes. No, I noticed that. It's very, very good.
Right, I do apologise for
We
that.
have present day. Yes, we have
never saw that.
That's brilliant. Okay.
I mean, the bit where you've got taxi driver, kind of, yeah, you get away with that. That's a generic title. But you can't just put man. You've got to give them a name. But apart from that, I enjoyed it. I just think there's a tad too much description in it.
I would disagree that there's too much description. I know what you mean. Maybe too much setting up, but having said that, the majority of it is dialogue for 8 pages.
Oh yeah.
And my note here is, as you guys were reading it, is what's actually happening. Nothing's happening except they're sitting in a bar for 8 pages. That's 8 minutes. 8 minutes of screen time at the start when nothing is happening. And we have no idea at that point who the main character is, because it could be either one of those women, and it still could actually be both of those women.
It could even be the husband.
No, there's no reason to watch this. For 8 minutes. You're sitting there thinking, okay. So you really need, can they not be walking down the street or something? You know, slightly nervous because there's a chap following them or something like that, you know, and then they walk into give them something to do other than just sitting in a bar, you know, or there needs something that, like both of you guys have said, it needs a hook. It needs something at the start that's going to compel us to continue watching. And as I was making notes, I was thinking, why doesn't this voiceover start earlier? This is Sarah's story, clearly. She's going to become, presumably, herself, as it were, or more of herself. This is her story. Why aren't we right in there with a voiceover? Why isn't she like making notes to herself on her phone or something? You know, and that's your voiceover right at the start, and then Jazz, hi, you know, or whatever. I think that voiceover needs to come in at the start. That voiceover, you've made it like you're writing letters to yourself, as it were. Sarah's writing letters to herself, but in actual fact, it's just another form of breaking the fourth wall, isn't it?
Well, I was just going to say, if you broke the fourth wall,
I would just do that.
Doing a voiceover,
yeah.
That kind of reminds me of Shirley Valentine, and
yeah,
that really worked.
Yeah, just or Fleabag. You know, it's a very successful sort of trick to use, isn't it?
Yeah,
particularly where
you're engaging the audience.
Yeah, and she's clearly struggling with her life, isn't she? Yeah. You know, she's struggling with the fact that she's married to someone who appears to be totally disinterested in her. She's got kids that are growing up. She clearly had her kids very early, because she's got one that's 15, and she's only 35. So she had kids at 20. You know, she's still a young woman. So she wants a life, and life is sort of, you know, she's not the person she was, and that's great. That's a really good thing to want to explore. There were just a couple of notes that I noticed. The bedroom. We have a full description of the bedroom at the end, but we're in the bedroom on page 8, and although it's dark, we still need to know what's in that bedroom on page 8, because you're going to have your director and art director and crew, and everybody is going to need to set that bedroom up. They're not going to just shoot it in sequence. They're going to shoot all the bedroom scenes in the bedroom, one after the other, to make life easy for themselves. So you need to think about these practical things about script writing. that's it really. I didn't make any other notes than that. I think so. There needs to be a hook at the start, or they need to be doing something which gives you more of an impression of their character. You need to cut the dialogue. There's way too much dialogue going on there. We really don't need to explore all that. I would say, and as a rule of thumb, instead of thinking about the entire conversation, what makes it more intriguing is to dive straight into the middle of that conversation, junk a huge part of it, and I'm going to just break straight in and say, start with, you know, I don't know, the French underwear, something. You know, you could literally take any of those lines. They're walking down the street. They got two guys following them that they're slightly anxious about because they're, you know, they're drunk or something. They see a bar up ahead. They're kind of, and one's going, no, but seriously, they do. Everyone from your granny to the lady in the they're all wearing silky matching underwear. And then you're kind of going, oh, what? Hang on. What's going on? You know, you're drawn straight into the middle of that conversation. Think in terms of, if you're get on a bus and you sit down, there are people around you already having conversations. You break into the middle of that conversation and you're listening to it happening. You don't sort of roll back to the start of that conversation. It's got to be the same, I think, on the screen as well. So it's just stuff to think about. But I like the idea very much about the two girls, I mean women, or are they women? Yeah, good luck with it. Great, thank you for letting us read it.